Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am student meteorologist Justin Williams here to give you an update on Hurricane Helene that is making its way north in the Gulf of Mexico at a Category 4 right now. Wind speeds up to 130 miles per hour sustained. It is expected to continue intensifying into a stronger Category 4 storm, and even a Category 5 storm is not off the tables here as we get closer. It still has about 100 miles of warm sea surfaces to travel across here before it makes landfall into the Big Bend of Florida. So it is definitely within the realm of possibility for this thing to intensify even further before landfall. Let's take you through some timing here as we going into tonight. 11 o'clock is about the sweet spot for when it's going to be making landfall onto the Big Bend of Florida here, just south of Tallahassee. And as we going into 12 to 1 a.m., it will be making its way across the Florida-Georgia line, bringing hurricane force wind gusts. It will not be letting off super quickly as we go into overnight. It just made landfall about an hour or two before this. It is not going to weaken substantially in just an hour or two of time. It's going to take a fair amount of time here, 6, 7, 8 hours. It still isn't going to be fully weakened into a tropical storm, and that will be reflected in your wind gusts here. We can see hurricane wind gusts all the way up to Atlanta and Athens here going into 7 a.m., about 7 hours after landfall on the Big Bend here. You guys can see it's still not done, making its way into North Georgia, bringing catastrophic amounts of heavy rain and severe wind gusts up to 60, 70 miles per hour. As we go into Friday at noon, going into 3 o'clock, it will be making its way out of North Georgia, leaving us with some cloudy skies and some showers in the wake of the storm. It's turning into a remnant low pressure system that's going to be sitting right over Kentucky and Tennessee for the next day or two. As we go into your current warnings here in North Georgia, you can see that hurricane warning does extend all the way into Atlanta. That is because of that hurricane force winds. They will not be weakening super quickly here. They will be making their way inland into Atlanta, nearing Athens. So we will be seeing some very strong wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour tonight, and we will also be seeing excessive rainfall. We are in a rare high risk all the way from Dothan, Tallahassee up to Athens, Cleveland, into the Carolinas. We could be seeing potentially life-threatening flash flooding, catastrophic amounts of flooding associated with significant river flooding, and landslides will be possible, especially up here in the mountains from the tri-state area up into the Blue Ridge Mountains in the Carolinas. You guys could be seeing some mudslides and landslides as well. As we go into today's outlook, the Storm Prediction Center has the southeast part of Georgia in a level 3 risk, a slight risk for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. This is mostly a tornado-driven risk. We've already seen tornado warnings over there in that area. They've been making their way north here, normally weakening. They've been very, very brief. And as you make your way to the northwest here, that's going to be turning to a tornado-driven, it's going to be turning from a tornado-driven severe risk to a more of a flooding severe risk, especially up here in the central parts of Georgia, making their way on up into the mountains. That will be more associated with heavy rain and flooding. As we go into the wind gust forecast, when can these heavy hurricane force wind gusts be approaching North Georgia? Well, I'll take you through it. Here it is, Thursday at 10 p.m. We can see a little bit of a spike here, near 30 miles per hour wind gusts here in Toccoa at Thursday at 10 p.m. Let's go up to midnight here. You guys can see 39 miles per hour here in Athens. They're starting to ramp up here. This is tropical storm force wind gusts, and it's still not quite here yet. So they're going to be intensifying well into the night. You guys can see 50 miles per hour plus for much of eastern Georgia here. And really right behind me, you guys can see 73 here in Washington. So hurricane force wind gusts 75 miles per hour or more is not out of the picture for our region tonight. And as we go on into your early morning hours, about 6:30, going into a little bit later, you guys can see really most of the region will see their fair share of 50 plus miles per hour wind gusts, and hopefully moving its way on out of here by noon on Friday, leaving us with some cloudy skies and really a breezy day for most of us here in North Georgia, with wind speeds chilling at about 29 miles per hour. Here's your rainfall totals for much of North Georgia here, extending down into South Georgia. It's a wide swath of 7+ inches of rain. This is going to be a catastrophic flooding event for really much of North Georgia. Here, we've already seen inches of rain already today and yesterday because of the preceding rain event. Well, we're going to have 7+ inches more for much of North Georgia here, especially in the mountains. You guys could see up to double-digit rainfall totals by the end of it when it's all said and done here. Athens right now sitting at around 5-ish inches of rain. And as we go into your key takeaways, what are the things to take away from Hurricane Helene in North Georgia? Well, first off, the worst is yet to come. First off, the last 24 to 36 hours has been because of a predecessor rain event. This is not to do anything with the hurricane. It is getting some of that moisture from the hurricane, but it is something completely different. So what we've seen is not the hurricane. In fact, we will be seeing the hurricane tonight when it's going to be making landfall, most likely as a strong Category 4 hurricane on the coast of the Florida Big Bend at about 10 to 11 p.m. tonight. Then power outages and closed roads will be widespread for really most of the southeast here, going into Georgia, into the Carolinas, into the tri-state area of Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. It is going to be a mess out there going into tomorrow. It is no joke. We will keep you updated though. If any severe risks come into North Georgia, we will go live and we will be there with you at all times. Once again, I am student meteorologist Justin Williams. Have a good day. We'll keep you updated and go Dogs.